In this little tutorial, I'm going to show you how to get started with career mode. Once you've entered career mode, you are presented with the difficulty settings. You can have a look around, select one, start a new career. And here, the most important thing to progress, everything is being set up already with a default rider, is to enter your team name and enter your rider name. Once you have done that, the check mark will highlight and you can continue. Then the season is being built. After a little chat with your mentor, you are being pointed towards the pre-season checklist, and that indeed is required to progress to start the season. You're currently in pre-season, but what is next? Well, first, let's take a quick look at who is available to hire. You do that on the team page. You should aim to hire in total 2 more riders to make your team size 3 or maybe even 4 if you find some young talent. Make sure these riders that you hire fit the rough profile for your team that you had in mind, what kind of races you want to race. But having a bit of a mixed bag can be very beneficial. Now it is time to first check your balance. Is it positive? You need to have quite a bit of money left over for travel at this point. So now let's see what kind of races we have available for this team. You pick your races in the race selection calendar. This is a little grid where you can see all the races you can pick from, and you can only pick those that have a green little background there. The number inside shows how many teams have already chosen to participate in this event. The lower the number, of course, the easier the event will be. When you hover over the little field that shows how many teams are participating, you will also get to see who is choosing to participate, and you may want to avoid some of the bigger, scarier teams like rank 14 or so. Up on top you see mixed events, and below here you see the amateur events. 2-star events are mixed events where both pro teams and amateur teams can join, and the 1-star events are those that are only for amateurs. You go ahead and select races by just clicking on them. And once you have a selection that is somewhat appealing to you, it won't be perfect the first season because you have limited choice, you can start to set up your team schedule. That is done in the team planning calendar. For every month and every rider, you will see 3 buttons. The middle one is to sign that rider up to this race that you have picked. The left button is to schedule a minor fitness peak, which is consisting of a month of good performance and a month of bad performance. And you need to also schedule a major fitness peak somewhere else. In order to shift them around, you can just reselect the minor fitness peak or the major, respectively, for a different month. You will want to place the fitness peak such that the riders best suited to that race will have their fitness peak in it. In order to determine which races are important to you, it is important to take a look at these little crosshairs that you see marking some of those races. Those are sponsored target races. If you have a small team, then you might as well sign up everyone for every race. But for amateur events, you only need to sign up 2 riders. And for mixed events, at least 3 riders. With this larger team and this low budget, I will have to choose carefully, so just make sure that the riders who are best suited to the race are being signed up to it. And you sign up the riders by placing your little check marks. First time through, you definitely just want to sign up everyone who has a fitness peak in that month. And then you choose the other riders as you have budget and as you see fit. Important to note is that you don't exactly have to be on a positive balance. You have a bit of leeway to play in the negatives, and you can up the expectations of the sponsor in order to get some more cash. But that also means that your goals for the season will be slightly higher. That is this number right below here, which is the number of prestige points you are expected to get during the season. If you are unhappy with how the sponsor targets are being placed, you have a few options to play with. And that is 3 to be exact. You can choose the focus of the sponsor and see if you find something that really suits you. There are up to 5 races that are either having a minor target or a major target. Minor and major can be told apart by how solid that crosshair is. If it is very transparent, then that means that it is a minor sponsor target. In races without a sponsor target, you will only get 50% of the earned prestige points towards your sponsor goals. In minor targets, you get 80%, and in full targets, you do get 100% of the prestige earned. Once all this is set up, your checklist should be green, and that means you can start your season. After clicking the Start Season button, you will be back on the same page here, where you see the season overview, but now it is stating that you are actually in February and you can start racing. As soon as you press the race preview button, you will be taken to the first races. During the season, you also have a little checklist. It is quite a bit smaller than the preseason one, but for every month you are asked to do a scouting action, a shortlisting action, and level up your riders if any of your riders have received a level up. Races you do not partake in are going to be simulated, while races that you do partake in, you race yourself. And with that being said, I think it is time for you to take over and start racing yourself. I hope this was helpful, and I shall see you guys next time.